Hi, this is Cheryl, Sea Spirit Tarot, and I'm going to turn on my little light here. I forget. What's that? Yeah. Anyway, this is a New Year's Day spread. I wanted to do these spreads yesterday, but they just wouldn't load, so I finally just gave it up and went to bed. But that's better. This is what it was meant to be. So I want to do the Dragon's Eye spread. It's my lovely artwork. This was from Tarot Alchemist, and I've done this spread, I think only once, but it just seemed so absolutely appropriate on this New Year's Day. With we're in the middle of eclipse season, we are changing, we are contacting parts of our souls. You could look at what else is going on in Capricorn right now with Jupiter and Saturn and the Sun and Mercury is finding parts of our soul. You could look at them as a council of archetypes. You know, what in this archetypal energy of the life we've been living is true to our soul, and what belongs to somebody else and not us and can be let go of. My preamble. Thank you for coming if you did. This is my school of me. I'm doing this in my own search of mysticism. And we began. The bottom point represents the earth and the past source of the situation. I'm not going to begin there. I'm going to back it up a minute, because what we need to do is be looking at confirmation. This is the Arcturian card. Confirmation. Confirmation of our soul's purpose and why we're here. Are we going to ascend, or are we going to stay in 3D? I mean, there's many octaves. I don't know music words, but between the octaves, there's many places in between. So you don't just go to fourth dimension. There's many layers of fourth dimension, layers of fifth dimension. But what we're looking at for here is confirmation. I'm speaking for myself. Of why am I here? And how do I get out of doing this lesson again? Though it's just been a glorious lesson, hasn't it? Because realize every bit of the lesson was for a reason, even the tough stuff. Okay, now let's go back to my Dragon Eye spread. The bottom point, earth and the past source of the situation. I'm going to call this greed. This is a 10 of cups. And I know the traditional meaning is all things fulfilled. You know, it just can't get any better. You could look at this as $1 million house on the water, you know, with your Hummer parked out front, your boat hanging in the dock. But in this deck, they are playing chess. They have it all. Are they playing chess with what they got? The soul to the spirit, the spirit to the material. And in this, and the explanation here is that a servant has stolen a pawn or one of the chess pieces, but the other two are too unaware to even realize that. Society built upon the backs of others. Now, we all did the best we could, because until the waves came in, that we could even understand these things, this was, for us, the correct ways, right? I mean, we did them with the best integrity and heart we had. But now we're seeing it. We're seeing it right here. And then I brought in a clarifier for each card. And as I've told you, I feel that the dragons came in a few years back to illuminate and get rid of, like we were just talking about, you know, life in the 50s, 60s, 70s, great consumption of the earth resources. And then we kind of went through, because of the old hippies, a stage of kind of a bit of ecological honoring and caring. But like my parents told me, You know, wait till you get older, and then you will understand why these were the right moves, and this is how it is. Well, I am older. I'm 68 years old, and I think they've raped the earth. But, and, there's always an and, it's this is what was meant to happen. This is how we go through the process of life, of evolution in our galaxy. And I told you yesterday, I heard that our whole solar system was moving to another section of the galaxy. I would sure like to hear some feedback on that. Now, to clarify this card, which is the source of the situation, it looks pretty industrial. It doesn't look too shiny. It's not rainbows and unicorns of the truth of the third eye, is it? And the dragon I brought in was 4 coins. 4 coins traditionally, 4 is a platform. We're sitting safe in our platform with our fine things and our wretched excess, and we're not letting go of anything. Here, the dragon is looking up maybe and admiring their pinnacles, okay? How many pinnacles do you need? You know? How many? That's one thing I know that the older generation gets upset with the newer generation is, how many sets of china do you need? When I studied in the Zen Center, we had 3 bowls. 1, 2, 3. Our meals came in those 3 bowls. We poured bowl to bowl to bowl. As we finished, we wiped out our bowl. We stacked them up. We wrapped them up. Now that on top of spending 6 weeks in the wilderness area where you really see what you need. So that kind of, I was already kind of a wayward person, but that made all this look to me just like totally crazy. No, there are times when, I don't know if it's envy or, it'd be wonderful to have one of those 5-bedroom houses on the canal. It'd be wonderful to have the big horse ranch, rolling hills, in the barn. But that was not for me, this life. Obviously, this is the path that I am on, and I am grateful. So, I'm going to say greed, ignorance, overuse is how we got to where we're at. Now, this side represents the sea and what's currently up on the shore. And here we have the 6 of Pentacles, which in this deck is someone trying to rise from the dead and sharing a pentacle with them. But it looks to me like this guy has a lot of pentacles, and this person has to beg for a pentacle. But what's coming up on the shore is sharing, is 6, another stable platform. One of experience, of the things that we have learned while we were here. Now, 2 cards came out, and the second card was the Queen of Cups. And I'm just going to call her the enlightenment, the love, holding the grail, making sure none of those precious feelings are lost as we examine our feelings. Look at those colors, turquoise, purple, and gold, and royal blue. It's a very royal card, a very loving card. And remember, the queens, Krishna gave the job to the queens, to keep it going. The king rules the kingdom and rides out and about and does his stately stuff. But the queen makes sure the bread is baked. The queen makes sure the children are educated. The queen goes out to the homes and spreads her herbal knowledge with her love and honor. So this is what's up on the sea. What's currently up on the shore coming in. And 2 clarification cards came out. The Page of Cups. So take that love out there. Here's bursting forth new love energy. Look how absolutely stately and proud this dragon looks. Coming up on a full moon. We're in eclipse season. We just had a solar eclipse, and then we're going to have a lunar. Or do I have it backwards? I think I have it backwards. It doesn't matter. It's time right now to be searching our soul, to see what we've learned during the last 12-year, last 30-year. Saturn goes 30 years around. What have we learned? And that all these planets are together is a big deal. They're like having a council of archetypes, of teachers. And we can see more clearly. So the other card to clarify that, so what's currently up on the shore, is the star. A new direction, a new way of becoming, a way of knowledge. The music of the spheres. So much electromagnetic energy is given off by the planets and the stars. And they too all have their own archetypal energy that affects us. Do we listen? Do we climb that ladder? But anyway, I think that's pretty exciting. What we have coming is the cup, the page bringing the love, the direction of the star, sharing, and more love. 3 represents the sky and how the situation will manifest in the future if the present course is maintained. The card is the Ace of Wands. I keep wanting to call this the Queen, and she's holding a baby. The Ace of Wands, sun, soul, source, manifesting, is a new being. As you find pieces of your soul and work with the archetypes, we are evolving. We are going up the spiral. And what does Carly call it? The little tinglies? Tinglies. And this is a new moon. This is a new moon. It's not an old moon. The torch. I think this torch almost looks like a lotus flower, and it has the beetle of knowledge crawling up it. And the new human being. The archetypes right now are very earthy. Everything's in Capricorn. So here we have an earthly birth of the wands, of the new human being. Now, is that going to be us? Is that going to be AI? How are we going to work with that? And how the situation will manifest in the future. So that was this card. And the clarifier, the dragon that came to clear it out, is justice. Wiser decision sources on our behalf, on societies, and on the world. The old is dying. It's too late. I mean, it's going to be some rough chaos here, but it's too late. And here we have, I don't know what that is. It looks like a powder puff. The fire, the sun, how you did your sun soul source, your job here on earth, and it's weighed here with the feather. And of course the dragon has his third eye open. Pretty exciting read so far. Now, in this read, the fourth card goes across here. You know, kind of the pupil of the dragon, right? We were all pupils. Saturn is a great teacher. We were all pupils. So, after reading the 3 cards, lay the fourth in the middle, representing the dragon's fire of transformation, the powerful influence behind every aspect of the situation that we are in right now. 2 cards fell out. Let's see, I have to look at them too. The Queen of Pentacles. The transformation. This is a pretty industrial looking card, but here again, we got a new moon. And of course, like I said about the queens, we have 2 queens in this read. No, we don't. I keep wanting to call that Ace a queen. We do. We have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles in this reading. 2 queens. I didn't even look. We got fire and water, earth, I don't see any air. Oh yeah, I want some air. We're balanced here. Anyway, the transformation, the influence behind every aspect of the situation. The Queens have kept this constant. This is such an industrial-looking card. And she holds the pinnacle. And she takes care of those around her. I haven't read this, but I'd like to call them minions, but that minion word just rubs my fur the wrong way. So these would be her children, or what is being influenced by the Queen of Pentacles. And maybe the generations coming need a new influence. The other card was one of celebration. And when I pull this card, and there again, look at the colors, look at the transition. I call this the new human being. His heart and his throat chakra are open. Looks like an acorn in his third eye, which is an acorn in oak wands, oak trees. Very special protecting vibration. The dragon clarification of that card is the Nine of Swords. We are tired of being trapped in the vapors of not knowing what's going on, right? And we demand clarity, because we're going to go. Where'd that star go? A whole new direction. It's going to be rocky. It's going to be rocky, indeed. But we will come out of this 9. The swords, the swiftness, they've put so much propaganda and stuff in our heads. But if we look to the counsels that are available to us right now, like Mercury aspecting, and this is all happening over here a few weeks, okay? But Mercury, the messenger, Hermes, aspecting Jupiter of expansion of knowledge and well-being, aspecting Saturn, who deals with public affairs, the military, the strictness. We're going to step out of this. We're stepping out. And I think the reason that this card, to me, is so important, plus the blue chakra, blue and purple, I think these cards are just gorgeous. Confirmation. This reading is confirmation that where we are going, we need to be aware. We need to work with the archetypes. We need to stand on our own soul source of integrity and impeccability and know that we are complete. We just need to sort out what we've picked up, what needs to be let go. The future is the past healed. Future is the past healed. So as that goes behind us, and we accept that with love and honor, we heal that stuff that they say that we're dragging around from our ancestors that they couldn't get all fixed. And that's blessed. That, to me, that's honoring the ancestors. Because it is such an earthy time, an earthy reading. We're working with the earth. We're working with our physical bodies. I drew 2 animal cards. One was squirrel, gathering. Gather up those aspects of you that you've let float out. Gather up those aspects of you and look at them and talk to them that you may not be so happy with about yourself. They have to be either released with love to the frequency that they're at. Well, they don't have to be. I'm no definite authority on anything. This is just me talking. But gather them up, blend them in, assimilate them, or give them the love and the freedom to move on to another place. Gathering. And stay vigilant. Because right now this time block between the eclipses and not until like the 25th, it's some heavy duty soul searching, folks. We got a lot of changes to make. As within, so without. The other card that came out was Armadillo, which I spoke of yesterday. Both of these cards came out yesterday, and this deck was well shuffled. And then I'm finally getting where I can do this thing a little bit, and that's how I pulled the cards today. Armadillo's boundaries. It's got a hard armor. It can roll up in a ball. You can kick it around I know it sounds awful, but you can kick this around the field. I have not done that, but nothing will pierce that armor. Could you equate this to the armor of God and the sacred stones of power within the armor of God? I don't know. I was going to say, I thought this was a pretty cool reading. I'm going to throw, these are the bottom of the deck. And I just thought it was curious. Here we have just flat out throwing that fourth cup away. There's red in it. There's a ship sailing. Changing our DNA, changing our chromosomes to the new. My cards are such a mess right here. Spiritually, to a new honor. Where's that honor card? Must be this upside down one. Another new human. Third eye open, heart open. Look at those colors. From what was previous. As that person throws out that card, and look at the dragon, the bottom of the dragon deck. Choices, illusions, fantasies. Pay attention. Pay attention to your actions. Pay attention to your thoughts. And remember, it's all a journey. It's all sacred. There is no wrong way. There is no wrong way. We all have lessons to learn. We have evolved to the point in spirit now that we know that what we were or are is not all we are. So with that, and if you sat through this, and again, gracing this with another queen. It's time to be a queen. Everybody's a queen. Queen, keep things going. There's a Queen of Disc, Earth, from the Crowley card. I still have this previously. Boy, I just can't hardly move on from the last reading because it's such a glorious meditation to have here on my tarot table. So if you sat with me through this, thank you very much. I'm learning. It's fun. This is the job my higher self, my guides, my Merlins gave me to get my parts all back together to be the standard of the new energy that I am and be the teacher that I really probably, I know I have been all along because I get that feedback, but the confidence to step forward and do it like this. So many blessings. May you have a peaceful, productive, and a new year of growth. Love even the sorrows because they are part of your soul. I love you all. Blessed times ahead. We got this. We got it. We just got to take it and run. Blessings.